Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm a former Boeing 737 pilot, and welcome back to another Ryanair Boeing 737 Real Ops on the iFly 737 MAX add-on. Today we're going to fly from RW Profile's Newcastle airport, which is a really good looking airport, over to Unibuild's Ibiza, which is one of my favorite Balearic add-ons at the moment. So let's lose no time over this and get straight into it after a message from today's sponsor, Say Intentions AI. If you're looking for an ATC add-on that's not just capable of doing your standard IFR A to B stuff, but also capable of doing things like data link, VFR, and even a cabin crew simulation, then look no further than Say Intentions. We'll be using them in today's video for both the cabin crew as well as, of course, our air traffic control. However, just a small word of caution over here, iFly does not support data links, so we will not be using any of those features today. In any case, I'm sure you are going to like what you're about to see, so if you do, check them out using the link in the pinned comment or the video description below. And with that, let's get right into it. You can see that I've already started the walk around, so that we've got that out of the way by the time that we get into the flight deck, which is indeed something that Ryanair pilots would often do when they come to the aircraft. You would have the crew room somewhere alongside the airside part of the airport, and basically once they're done with the briefing, you go to the airplane, the pilot flying goes in, the pilot monitoring would typically start the walk around before you even go aboard the airplane. At least that's what I used to do, and that's what a lot of colleagues used to do back in the day as well. Not 100% by the book, but then again you only have 25 minutes, 45 in total by Ryanair procedure, so 45 minutes when you start your first flight of the day for the briefing the cabin crew, getting to the airplane. So everything together, 45 minutes. So by the time you get to the airplane, there's really only like 30 minutes or so left. And you do have quite a bit of work to do. So if you can shove off a minute or two, then yeah, that is absolutely what would be done. Alright, now we have basically finished our walk around the 737 MAX over here. Final look inside the number 1 engine, making sure all our fan blades are in good shape, which they are. The landing lights are looking good over here as well. And last but not least, there are no birds nesting in the air conditioning inlets. So with that, let's get right up to our air stairs and let's get on board. So, 737 MAX, it's been a little while since we've flown this one again. Let's take a seat on the captain's seat over here, just to turn on our EFB, head down into the systems page, sim menu and ground support, and look at that, the electricals are already connected, lovely. Well, then we can start with our setup straight away. So battery is going to come on, the external power is also coming on, the airplane's powering up nicely, then fire tests. Is looking good, and the squibs are looking good as well. So emergency lights are on, no smoking signs should be off at this moment, attendant call button checked, takeoff config warning is looking good, cargo fire is looking good. Then let's get up here and we are going to test the flight recorder. Overspeed warnings. Stick shaker. Looking good, so the 3 lights up here are also good. IRS going into nav, and the emergency equipment is checked. The axe is in place, and with that, let's take a seat on the captain's seat over here. So, displays may be a little bit bright here for my taste. Let's dim those down. The middle position normally works very well. Though during daylight in the real world you could use the maximum as well. Doesn't make too much of a difference. Alright then, here we are. So, oxygen is looking good. Then, traffic and terrain are selected. And we'll make sure the same is the case on the other side. Looking very good, nice. Alright, cool. So with that out of the way, let's get straight into it. I am going to start with a light test over here, because if there was anything broken and we didn't have spares, then now would be a good moment to call engineering. That's looking good. The tests are good as well. Lovely. Okay. Good. So with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and start to prepare our airplane for today's flight. I'm going to start by going to the weight and balance menu over here. Just set that payload, and the plane would probably be standing here from the previous flight with something like, say, 3,000 kilos of fuel. So let's quickly set that one as well. Interesting, I didn't mean to empty it. Okay, it would help if you inserted that on the correct line though. Alright, so somewhat like this. Temperatures 18 degrees, so we don't need an APU for the time being. That's good. And then let's go over into the passengers. We can only set 178 over here. Let's see what that gives us. Zero fuel 60.9, and going down into the flight plan. They're expecting a zero fuel weight of 61.6 today, so we are going to have like 800 kilos in the front hold. Yep, typical Ryanair payload. Let's go ahead and set that. And now that this is set, let's go to GSX. We are going to request the catering services, please. Normally that would be done overnight, but let's just play safe here. The plane's been cold and dark, so we don't know for how long it's been standing over here. Then, for the fuel, we gotta review the flight plan, and to review the flight plan, I want to have a look at the full version of it in the browser for the time being. So let's go ahead and have a look into what we are actually going to do today. Alright, so this is our route of flight from Newcastle southbound, and then more or less a straight line towards Mallorca, and from there to Ibiza. The significant weather charts suggests quite a bit of icing in the lower levels, but the upper levels seem turbulent for the first part until we reach France. So down here up to level 400, but then luckily from there on things are going to ease up and we should have an easy way over. Now for the airport weather, let's have a look. We've got Newcastle, which is probably using runway 25 today. Then Ibiza has absolutely wonderful weather, clearly pointing to runway 06 up to 30 degrees. Our first halt in Palma de Mallorca, likewise 30 degrees, beautiful weather conditions. So there is no reason to take extra for any weather. Now let's have a look at the flight plan. Departing Newcastle on time, we're going to arrive 10 minutes ahead of schedule in Ibiza. And that's in flight level 370. We are not critical with any of our weights. So going down to the fuel section. 7.9 exactly is the minimum. Let's make it 8,000 kilos just to be on the safe side here. So 8,000 kilos of fuel is the plan. Then let's go down into the systems page, and for the refueling, so we are looking for main tank number 1 maximum 3.87, main tank number 2 likewise 3.87, and then we need 0.2 in the center tank. Alright, let's open those valves and start refueling, please. And here we go. So, center tank is full already, nice. Well, not yet, but we're getting there. Alright, cool. So that's the basics out of the way. That was a very easy fuel decision. Then let's go ahead and start working on our FMS. Pardon me, FMC. So, I am using my WinWing unit for that, connected through MobiFlight, but I will be talking about all the inputs I make so that you guys can actually follow along. Alright, and after throwing everything off the table, here we are, and we can start. So, FMC 737-8.1 with the 27K engine. The nav database is up to date. Then let's go to pass in it, next page, GPS left, copy and paste. For the route, we are departing Echo Golf November Tango with a destination Lima Echo India Bravo. We are Romeo Yankee Romeo 9er 29er uniform. So departing of Newcastle, runway 25 with a girly 3 X-ray departure. And then let's go into the arrivals for Ibiza, and we plan the ILS X-ray approach runway 06 with the Corda 1 Sierra arrival. DMF transition, route, activate. Now let's have a look at what we have over here. So, from Gurley we'll follow Papa 18 towards Gasco. Then Papa 16 to Ribble. So, Uniform Papa 16 towards Craft. Then Uniform Lima 612 Honeylay. Okay, direct to CTET. Thereafter, Uniform November 859 Sopil. Okay, direct to Ballon. And that's got to be the first one. Then direct to FPOC. Direct to Narek. Direct to Golf Alpha India. And that is Gayak, yes. Then direct Lomra. Direct Rokan. Direct Pumal. November 859 Barcelona. Then Zulu 174 Quadra. And here we go. So that's our route entered. Then let's continue on to the performance init page. Cost index 6. Let's see about the reserves. Well, we'll make that 2.2. So 0 fuel weight. 61.7, cruise level 370, cruise winds, what do we have down there? 311 at 66. Right, ISA deviation, it's minus 52 degrees up there, and transition altitude 6001. So, outside temperature is 18. Alright, so far so good. Now let's have a look at the legs page for our standard instrument departure. And in the meantime, what's the status of our boarding? So it looks like catering is complete, so let's get the boarding going, please. Alright, so terminal charts. Use airports from FMS. Show alternates, and in here we will use Palma de Mallorca. Alright, complete. Then for Newcastle, we've got the general airport charts, the parking stands, and we need the Gurley 3 X-ray on-off departure, please. So, we climb straight ahead to November Tango Whiskey 02, maximum 180 between 1100 and flight level 80. And that's what we've got. Then it's going to be a left-hand turn to Neatot, maximum 250 at flight level 80. Looks good. And then towards Gurley at flight level 80. Now the question is, why is there no continued line for the route? Well, let's just keep it like this, because we know it's looking correct in here. Alright, so boarding has started and our passengers are coming. I really like it how they are walking downstairs over here and then all the way to our airplane. That's just looking really cool, isn't it? Contrary to that EasyJet standing in the terminal over there. I mean, it's surely an efficient way of boarding, just through the aft door, right in the terminal, but then again it might be rather expensive to get the airplane out of there. I'm not 100% sure if that actually pays off. But look at that, they're actually walking around the wing. That's cool. And that's what they're supposed to do. Alright, so boarding is ongoing, then let's keep going. So FMS setup is basically complete. Progress page 1062 nautical miles versus a planned 1090 nautical miles. Good enough. And VNAV page 250 below 100 is good. Alright, lovely. So, fixed page. What are we gonna do? We'll just call it Echo Golf November Tango /25. That's fine. And perhaps we can set the runway track down there to get the extended center line, which is 246. Alright. Cool, that's that. So with that, the FMS setup is complete, so let's get going on the rest of the panel. The order press coming on, nav transfer display switches are good, fuel pumps on, and just to check to make sure the center pumps are working. They are. Then we can turn those off again, as we only have 200 kilos in the center tank. So cabin utility IFE should be on, fasten belts should be on as refueling is complete. Window heat on, hydraulic pumps on. So PAX auto, cruise level is 370, landing elevation 0 is correct. We'll turn the lights on, right ignition as we do have maintenance over here. So hectopascals and baro please. So flight directors are coming on, initial climb, I'm expecting flight level 80, but we'll see what we're actually gonna get. Heading 246 and courses will be 246 as well. Is there anything that we could reasonably back up? Not really. It's all on off. Good. And here we go. Alright then, fuel flow reset. Auto brake RTO. Let's check the system page. That's good. Engine oil quantities are good as well. Info page, both on auto. Lovely. So then, engine start switch is off, park and brake set. Now let's get down to the frequencies. Complete this please. Airport chart. So, ground is on 121.73. Active, then we do need 1215. And we also need the ATIS 11838. Alright, I'm just going to detune the navs down here so that we don't get any wrong indications. Ryanair doesn't have an above or below selector, so I'm just going to leave the TCAS in the middle over here, giving us the realistic indications. In the real world, if I had that selector, I would of course use above. Okay, VHF 1 and 2 are coming on. And that's all set up, we don't need the ADF. Lovely, so our setup is complete down here. Let's go ahead and collect our ATIS up next.
Heading, altitude, and if traffic service is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information November. Newcastle Airport, information November. 0920 Zulu. Wind 280 at 8. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, scattered at 1500 feet. Temperature 18. Dew point 17. QNH 1012. Arriving and departing runway 25. Transition level 80.
So 1012.
Altitude, and if traffic service is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information November. Newcastle Airport, information November. 0920 Zulu. Wind 280 at 8. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, scattered at 1500 feet. Temperature 18. Dew point 17. QNH 1012. Arriving and departing runway 25. Transition level 80, advise on course heading, altitude, and if traffic service is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions.
Okay, lovely. So the Asus is on board. Then let's collect our IFR clearance next. What are we? Ryanair 929 uniform. Newcastle ground, Ryanair 9029 uniform information. Victor request IFR clearance to Ibiza. Okay, so
929 uniform, Newcastle ground, Ibiza is your final destination. Runway 25 is in use. Advise when ready to taxi.
Ryanair 9029 uniform, roger. Okay, well, if that's what they say, then we're probably gonna get the IFR clearance later on during taxi. Happens at a couple airports, so not really surprising here. Well then, our boarding should be mostly completed. Let's see about the loading. Can you see anything here? Yeah, putting in the last couple of bags right now. That's perfect. So then let's go ahead and start with our departure briefing, please. Threats for the departure, to be honest, I don't really see any. I mean, the weather isn't that good, but it's not really windy, so wind shear isn't much of an issue. And overall, I'm expecting good conditions. Okay, so let's go for the route check. We're going from Echo Golf November Tango to Lima Echo India Bravo, Romeo Echo Romeo 9029 uniform. Then we've got the Gurley 3 X-ray departure, Papa 18 Gasco, Papa 16 Ribble, Uniform Papa 16 Croft, Uniform Lima 612 Honeylay. Direct seated, Uniform November 859 Sopil, direct Ballon, direct FPOC, direct Narak, direct Golf Alpha India, direct Lomra, direct Rokan, direct Pumal, November 859 Bravo Charlie November, Zulu 174 Corda. And that's all confirmed. Ground distance 1082 versus 1090, 2.4 remaining, and the reserves are 2.2. Lovely. So time UTC now is 1323, altimeter 1012, reading 270. MFRA will be 1270, setting that right now. Let's just make it 1300 to be easy. Flight directors are on, minus master, standby, instruments set. It's going to be a left seat takeoff, runway 25, flaps 5, noise abatement procedure number 2. And we've got no specials over here. Emergencies above 80 knots, I will only reject for fire, a fire warning, engine failure, predictive wind shear warning if the aircraft is unable or unsafe to fly. If I'll call stop, I will simultaneously close the thrust levers and disengage the auto thrust, apply maximum manual braking or verify operation of the RTO. Manually extend the speed brake lever, apply maximum reverse thrust. When the aircraft comes to stop, I'll set the parking brake. Thanks. I will note the brakes on speed, call speed brakes up or speed brakes not up, and thrust versus normal or abnormal indications. Call 100 knots, 80 knots, 6 knots, and the runway distance remaining. Verify your actions and call any omissions. I will call auto brake disarm and select flaps 40 when the parking brake has been set, and advise ATC of the reject. Thank you very much for that. And just to notice, once we actually have started up, we will try the auto brake once again, but for the time being it seems inoperative, so we have to take that into consideration. In any case, when we come to a stop, we evaluate the situation, we do any procedures as necessary, and then decide if we need to evacuate. If we do, you grab the lid, I pull the CVR circuit breaker, which is located right behind us over here, and then we get out of here. And this is the circuit breaker, by the way, just to have that over here. Okay, so if the call before we want to keep going, there will be no actions below 400 feet except to cancel any warnings and raise the landing with a positive rate. At 400 feet, verify heading, select and carry out the memory items. At the MFRA, buck up, retract flaps and schedule. Flaps up no light, select level change, max 17 thrust, engage the automatics, non-normal checklist, normal checklist, PIOC and its PA, and then we come back. So, taxi is fairly straightforward. We are standing on gate number, what is it, 5? Yes, 5. That's over here. So pushback will be straight out, and then a taxi most likely down here onto delta and then to the full length. We're not going to accept any intersections. 2,330 meters is short enough. Our SID is the Gurley 3 X-ray departure on a chart 10-3 Alpha, effective 6th of October. Transition altitude 6,000 versus 6,001 down here in the FMS. Speed 250 below 100 or as authorized, and 250 below 100 is exactly what we've got. So warning, no turn below 1,100 feet, which we are not going to do anyway. And the SID is more or less straight at November Tango Whiskey 02, max 180. And above 1100, which checks. Left turn to Neatud, max 250 at level 80, checked, and then to Gurley at level 80 is also checked. MSA 3,400 feet, and if you've got no questions or suggestions, then I would like the safety inspection checklist and before start checklist down to the line, please. So, services and chocks checked, maintenance status checked, battery on, electric hydraulic pump on, landing gear lever down, ship's library checked, safety inspection complete, before start checklist, RS mode selectors, nav, gear pins, 1 to 3 removed, probe covers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 removed, ELT is armed up here. So, ELT armed, light test checked, oxygen test 100%, yaw damper on, nav transmitter display switch is normal auto. Fuel is 7.9 required, 7.9 on board, and 4 pumps on. Cabin utility IV galley power on, emergency exit lights armed, fast mirrors on, window heat on, air cannon press, PEX auto bleeds on set, press mode selector auto, instruments cross checked. Auto brake, RTO, hydraulics. We're actually auto brake off for the time being. Hydraulics, normal, speed brake down intent. Parking brake set, step and cutter switch is normal, wheel well fire warning checked, radius, radar and transponder set and stand by, rudder and aileron trims 3 and 0, take a briefing discussed, holding at the PA. So looking out here, our boarding is definitely already completed, so let's start the APU, and then I will say hello to our passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel. In the name of Ryanair, welcome aboard our Boeing 737-8200 on our flight 4447 to Ibiza. Today's flight time will be around 2 hours and 25 minutes, expecting a smooth flight in 37,000 feet or 11,700 meters. I would like to thank you very much for being our guests. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us. But for now, please do listen to the cabin crew safety demonstration that is going to commence very shortly. We are now finishing up the last paperwork, then we will start our engines and make our way towards runway 25, departing into westerly direction, followed by a turn to the south and our route of flight across England, France and Mallorca over to Ibiza. Thank you very much for being on board. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us. And if there is anything we can do for you to make it more enjoyable and you have your credit card ready, don't hesitate to ask any of our cabin crew. Okay, good. Journal from flight deck. Go ahead. So, please confirm that the boarding is completed and you have the final figures for the load sheet. Yes, Captain, we do. Okay, so then we're ready to go. We've got, let's see, fuel is just what we need to do, so 7,900, taxi is 143, and what's our trip fuel? 5335. Okay, so taxi is 69523, takeoff 69380, landing 64045, zero fuel 61622. And that's confirmed, so payload is set, fuel is on board anyway. Okay, so zero fuel is 61.7 versus 61.7. Lovely, we can take that, so complete. Now the runway is wet now. Let's see if we can keep the rest of the figures. I think we do. Oh, okay, then we actually need full. Oh, that's interesting. It should absolutely be able to depart this runway. Do we need flaps 1 for this? Interesting. This claims we cannot depart. As a matter of fact, I do know that the real airplane is departing regularly. So, yeah, there's gotta be something wrong in here. I tell you what. Are the dry figures working? Yes. Out of interest. Standing water, say 4 millimeters? Is that gonna work? Yes! Okay. So we're actually more conservative now. But okay, so be it. And that's what we're gonna use. And we actually get full blast. Okay. So this is looking good. 696 is confirmed. Full power 92.6 versus 91.0. APU is running long enough now. Let's turn that on. So 91.0 is correct. Okay, takeoff. Flaps 5 and our CG is 23.1. Giving us 5.4 units trim, and this has just trimmed itself automatically. Okay, so be it. Speed 114, 141, 150. Okay, the other two were within 1 knot, so we could use those. And 149 is set. Lovely. Okay, what's that master caution? Dual bleed. Fine. Alright, lovely. Then our performance calculation is completed. And we should be ready to go with everything. So let's close the doors and off we go. So prepare for pushback and departure, please. So those valves should of course be off. Can't actually move it. Okay, fine with me as well. So the doors are all closing. Is the air stair retracting automatically? I can't hear it, so probably not. So, doors... yeah, air stair retract. We should be able to hear it in the cockpit, but there it comes. That's fine. Alright, cool, so let's finish the checklist, please. PA complete, FMC CDU is set, N1 and IAS bugs, automatic. Full 27k, speeds 14, 40, 49 set. So step trim 5.4 set, performance weight and balance sign send, phones off, EFB, airplane mode and stowed. Flight windows and cockpit door. You should be closed. Thank you. Closed, doors locked, doors closed, passengers seated, before start checklist complete. So, ground support, please remove everything. And we are on park and brake. Good. Okay, lovely. Then we're going to call for pushback. Newcastle ground, Ryanair 9029 uniform, request pushback and startup.
Ryanair 9029 uniform, pushback and startup approved, face east.
Pushback and startup approved, facing east, Ryanair 9029 uniform. Okay. So, ground flight deck. Push and start approved, facing east, park and brake set. Before start checklist below the line, air compacts off, anti-collision light on, park and brake set, transponder alt off. Before start checklist complete. Okay then ground, the park and brake is released, you clear the push, and we are off block at 34, that's 4 minutes of delay, which we can just blame on late catering. That's basically delayed the entire turnaround process. Alright, and with that we are on the way. Okay, ground, we're ready for engine start. Sequence will be 2 then 1. Engine 2 start.
Joining me in the cabin are my fellow crew members, Oliver, Mia, Jake and Sophie. As we prepare for takeoff, I'd like to take a moment to go over some important safety information.
So, motoring is in progress. In the meantime, we've got N2. No oil pressure yet, but we do already have N1.
Simply lift the buckle. Please keep your seatbelt fastened while seated, as we may experience turbulence. In the unlikely event of a sudden loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop
Channel
down
36
to the
Alpha
panel
Mike.
above
Pushback approved.
Okay, oil pressure.
the mask. Pull it
Push and start approved. Channel 36 Alpha Mike.
securing the elastic band. Remember to secure your own mask.
Valves are moving just fine, lovely.
If we need to evacuate the aircraft, please leave your luggage behind. Your safety is our priority. This Boeing 737 has 8 emergency exits. 2 at the front, 2 over the wings, and 2 at the rear. Please take a moment to locate the nearest exit. Which may be
Okay,
behind
pushback
you.
complete, set
In
brakes.
emergency, follow the illuminated exit signs. Additionally,
Park and brake set.
life vests are located under your seat. To use them, pull
So,
them
please
down.
disconnect tuck tow bar bypass pin and advise when clear. And we've got a good start in engine number 2, starting engine number 1.
Red tab on
Clear one.
inside the aircraft. Thank you for your attention. We will begin our service shortly and
So, pack is isolated. N2,
after our
N1.
I will come around selling articles on Ryanair shop. Now, I will inform the captain that the cabin is ready.
Restarting the timer here for that engine. Minus half a minute, because we started a bit late. So 3 minutes maximum, I believe. Or is it 5? It's been 2 years since I've flown this airplane. Man. Alright, here we go.
Channel 36 Alpha Mike. Taxi to runway 25 via Alpha Delta.
25 via Alpha Delta Channel 36 Alpha Mike.
So, number 1 is starting just fine. Okay, ground, we've got 2 good engine starts here, clear to disconnect. Show me the pin on the left, please, and have a good day. Bye-bye. And there he is, with a pin. Lovely. Good. And here we go. Hand signal is received. Alright, trim is set, start levers are set, system page is good. Now let's try the auto brake one more time, and this works fine. Okay. So, flight controls. Full up, full down, neutral. Full left, full right, neutral. Rudder, full left, full right, neutral. Okay, before taxi checklist. Generators on, APU off, start switches continuous, probe beat on, anti-ice off, air conditioning, PAX auto, bleeds on, isolation valve, auto, flaps, 5 required, 5 selected, and a green light. So, step trim, 5.4 units required and set, start levers idle detent, flight controls checked, recall checked, before taxi checklist complete. Ryanair 9029 uniform, request taxi.
Ryanair 9029 uniform. Taxi to runway 25 via Alpha Delta.
Ryanair 9029 uniform, taxi runway 25 via Alpha and Delta. Okay, so 25 Alpha Delta. Alpha is over
Ryanair
here,
9029
Delta is
uniform.
over there.
Taxi to runway 25 via Alpha Delta approved.
Roger. You said that already. Okay. Parking brake is released. Config. It's checked. Alright then, let's go. So we go around the corner and then the first to the right onto Delta. On the left side everything is clear, on the right side anyway. So speed not above 10, they're monitoring everything. little bit of oversteering. The 737 is small, but not that small. And then off to the right hand side, onto Delta. Everything's clear. Lovely. So let's see, once we're on Delta and on a straight line, we will see if we can pick up our IFR clearance again. Beautiful taxiway, by the way. And I really like the color of the grass. It looks very realistic, and I like the remnants of them cutting that grass. This just leaves a very, very realistic impression. Very well done, airport. So let's try one more time if we can get our IFR clearance. Ryanair 9029 uniform is ready to copy IFR clearance. He's working on it.
Ryanair 9029 uniform. Information Oscar is current. Cleared to Ibiza via the Girl 3 X-ray departure runway 25. Initial climb to 4000. Departure on 124.38 squawk 4521. Chanex 36 Alpha Mike contact tower on 118.805.
Tower, Chanex 36 Alpha Mike.
Ryanair 9029 uniform is cleared to Ibiza via the Girly 3 X-ray departure, initial climb 4000, departure 124.38 squawk 4521.
Ryanair 9029 uniform, read back correct.
Okay, so we have runway 25, Girly 3 X-ray departure, initial climb 4000. That's set, and
46 Mike Tango.
squawk 4521. Where's my airplane going? Why cannot you go in a straight line, my friend? It's not that difficult. Okay, the windsock looks quite good, like what we've calculated. Lovely. So behind the Tech 2, it's going to be our turn. Alright, in the meantime down here everything is cross-checked.
Ryanair 9029 uniform,
valid.
contact tower on 119.705, safe flight.
119.705, Ryanair 929 uniform, bye-bye. Okay, and departure 12438. Alright, lovely. So with that, everything is set. Then let's go ahead and just call the tower. Newcastle Tower, Ryanair 9029 uniform is not ready yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome aboard Ryanair Flight 4447, heading from Newcastle
Ryanair
to Ibiza.
9029.
We're thrilled to
Uniform,
have you with us
Newcastle
today.
Tower, roger.
Please
Let me
take
know
your
when you are
seats
ready.
according to your boarding passes and stow your hand luggage in the overhead bins.
Alright,
Run
so
the seats in front of you.
let's do the before takeoff checklist down to the line, please.
Reach out to any of our
That's
lovely
config,
crew
checked,
members,
flaps,
Oliver, Jake,
5 green light, step trim 5.4 units set, takeoff briefing. It's a left seat takeoff, runway 25, flaps 5, noise abatement procedure number 2, takeoff speed sweat 114, 140, 149, and that is set. The sit straight ahead left hand turn, and we contact departure when advised. Initial climb 4000, which is set only once because in here there's no space to fill it anywhere. And that's it. Do you have any questions? No? Lovely. So cabin, I think they just finished their announcement as well. So they are secure, and that's the before takeoff checklist completed to the line. Ryanair 929 uniform, ready for departure. Looks like the Chanex is gone.
Ryanair 929er. Uniform, runway 25, hold short. You're number 1 behind the 737.
Holding short, runway 25, Ryanair 929 uniform. Are they still rolling? Ah, just airborne.
Ryanair 929er. Uniform, runway 25, winds 290 at 10. Cleared for takeoff.
Runway 25, clear for takeoff, Ryanair 929 uniform. Cabin crew, prepare for departure. Before takeoff checklist below the line, MCP. Set, transponder, Tara, strobe lights on, landing lights on, before takeoff checklist complete. Okay, are you ready? And we'll make it a rolling takeoff. Takeoff. Stabilized. Set takeoff thrust. Takeoff thrust set, indications normal. 80 knots. Checked. V1. Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up. LNAV.
Ryanair
back up.
929er. Uniform, contact departure on 124.38.
Flaps 1. Speed checked. 124.38, Ryanair 929 uniform. And flaps up. Speed checked, flaps up. Newcastle departure, Ryanair 929 uniform, passing 2,500, climbing 4,000. $1,000 to go. Checked.
Ryanair 929er, uniform, Newcastle approach, identified, climb flight level 110.
Climb flight level 110, Ryanair 929 uniform. Okay, set. 110 checked. Flaps up, no lights. VNAV. Set standard. And standard is cross-check, passing flight level 40 now.
Ryanair 929er, uniform, climb flight level 210.
Ryanair 929 uniform, climbing flight level 210. Set. 210 checked. And, well, let's just cross-check if we can climb now. Ryanair 929 uniform, please confirm climb now.
Ryanair 929er, uniform, climb flight level 230.
Thank you, climbing now, flight level 230, Ryanair 929 uniform. Set, 230 checked, and alt intervent. Okay, so, after takeoff checklist please. And we can release the cabin crew. So, air cannon press, that's at 3.0, climbing and set. Altimeters,
Ryanair 929er,
standard cross-checked.
uniform, climb flight level 260.
Ryanair 929 uniform, climb level 260. Set, 260 checked, and after takeoff checklist is complete. So, altimeters, passing level 102, climbing 260, 10 checks. Fuel balanced. 6 pumps on, lights off, APU off, aircon and press, 4.0, climbing and set.
929er. Uniform, climb flight level 280.
Climb flight level 280, Ryanair 929 uniform.
Now allowed. Feel free to
Set,
switch on
280 checked.
but please ensure
So,
that
recall is checked and monitoring 1 to 1.5. 10 checks are complete.
Thank you for your attention and enjoy your flight.
Ryanair 929 uniform. Any chance to proceed direct Hotel Oscar November? That would be a great shortcut.
Ryanair 929er. Uniform, climb flight level 290.
Climbing flight level 290, Ryanair 929 uniform. Set, 290 checked.
Ryanair 929er. Uniform, proceed direct to Hotel Oscar November.
Direct Hotel Oscar November, Ryanair 929 uniform. Thank you. Okay, so... Oh, come on.
Ryanair 929er. Uniform, climb flight level 320.
Climbing level 320, Ryanair 929 uniform. Set, 320 checked. Okay, Hotel Oscar November. Execute. LNAV available. LNAV. Alright, lovely. So, last bits of cloud coverage until we're above that. Well, I think we're more or less above it now already, so no need to turn on anti-ice. Well, and with that, we have done everything we could.
Uniform, climb flight level 330.
Climbing flight level 330, Ryanair 929 uniform. Okay, 330 is checked. Well then, my friends, and from here things are going to become a little bit more relaxed, so master caution fuel, center tank is empty, pumps off, thank you. So, above the clouds, then we can release our passengers as well, and with that, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us.
Uniform.
Ryanair 929 uniform. Bordeaux control. Contact Barcelona control on 135.355.
135.355 Ryanair 929 uniform. So 135.355. That's indeed the frequency that I do remember from flying here all the time. Barcelona control Ryanair 929 uniform level 370.
Ryanair 929 uniform, Barcelona control identified. Buenas tardes.
GCAS, I have control. Where's that guy going?
Descend. Crossing. Descend.
Okay, GCAS RA.
Clear of descend.
And
Descend. Crossing.
what now?
Descend. Crossing.
No,
Descend.
that doesn't make sense.
Clear of conflict. Traffic. Traffic.
If I descended, I would have descended into him. Even though he was climbing, but no. That was not a sensible TCAS array. Not at all. That much about the real ops. Okay. Doesn't matter. We'll start preparing the airplane for the approach now. And it seems like the Asus is inoperative, so we'll just keep it at that. Nonetheless, I can see within Say Intentions AI already that they intend the ILS X-ray approach runway 06 for us. And we've also been told that we're expecting the Corda 1 Sierra arrival already, so let's go ahead and grab the charts for those approaches. So, arrivals, Corda 1 Sierra, here it is. For the approach, ILS X-ray runway 06, and then we need the airport charts, which are airport and parking stands. Complete. So, Corda 1 Sierra, this is what it looks like. Let's go ahead and check that out. So,
Barcelona control, Alpine 59er Alpha Tango, flight level 310.
here we go. So, from Corda, we are going to proceed towards India Bravo 810, and that's above 5,000. Then we've got Andraj, also above 5,000. India Bravo 728 above 4,000. 920 above 4,000. 800 above 4,000. Then we have Coxas, Max 220. And also above 4,000, then we've got 925 Max 220 above 3,500, 926 above 220 between 3,500 and 8,000, 927, which is maximum 210 between 3 and 7,000, also correct, then 930, maximum 210 between 3 and 6.5, and then we've got Demex, max 210 above 3,000, and from there we are joining the ILS approach. So let's bring that one up. ILS out of DEMF, maximum 210 3,000, or TMOF, maximum 210 also above 3,000.
Switching to Barcelona.
That's correct. Then we continue towards Osnabrück, which is also at 3,000, and from there we start our descent to the final fix at 2,000, and that's where we, again, you gotta be kidding me. But where? That one? He's not a threat. He's outside 5 miles. It would be boring otherwise, huh? Alright, so Fox 2000, 3-degree glide, which is confirmed on the chart down here, down to a minimum Cat Charlie of 659. That's quite high, but okay. So, 659 is set. Now, in case I missed approach, runway heading 2,500, and we've got that down here as well. Lovely. So, for the VNAV page, we have 0.78 and 244 on the conversion. speed limit to 50 below 100. Then forecast, we'll take flight level 310, 200 and 100. Let's quickly grab the wind forecast, so 337 at 39. Then we got 308 at 29. And finally 314 at 23. Alright, like that. So, we don't actually have a META available for the destination just yet, that's fine. Transition level probably gonna be somewhere around level 80, which is good enough for me. So, runway 06, we need a ring of 111, 10, and since the weather is good, 4. Okay, lovely. So, we'll do auto brake 3. And I think that pretty much sums up our setup. So let's go into the briefing, please. Unless you got anything to add. One thing, just a small one. How about we set up some courses and frequencies? So 061, 061, frequency is 111.1. That's active on both sides. Anything else? No, that thing has the DME. Frequencies courses are in. Alright, lovely. Cool. So that's all looking good. Then let's start with the briefing. So threats for the arrival. Honestly, I don't see any. I really don't see any. Don't have to make something up that doesn't exist. Okay, so let's go down into the FMS. The speeds are in. The forecast is filled in. Fixed rings runway 6, 10 miles, 4 miles. We've already talked about the approach and the missed approach, so I'm happy with that. Let's see, down here we've got 111.1, 061, and that's what we've tuned everywhere. And, well, that much about this. Arrival fuel is 2.6, and we need a minimum of 2.2. 400 kilos, that's about 10 minutes of extra fuel. We are burning 800 kilos. That's a landing weight of 64.3. So, flaps 30 approach, and 5 knots wind corrections should be absolutely fine. Lovely, so we're going to vacate the runway to the left-hand side, and then we are going to taxi to the gate, to the apron. Let's quickly have a look at those charts. So 06 coming off, probably Echo 3. I don't think that we'll be able to make Echo 4. So most likely Echo 3, Tango, and then somewhere over here to the parking area. No idea if we're going to park at a terminal stand or if we're parking in an outside position, but I'm expecting an outside position. Perhaps it's one of the taxi-ins between 7 and 18 over here, perhaps it's not. We'll see about that. Might be one in front of the tower over here as well. Perhaps one of those self-maneuverings down here. That would be typical Ryanair, getting us onto those. The same is available over here, by the way. So probably either one of those. Do you have any questions on the briefing? Comments, concerns? No? Lovely. Then I am off the radios and I will talk to passengers.
Lufthansa 43 kilo, radar contact.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. In a few minutes we are going to start our descent towards Ibiza. The weather over there at the moment, very nice, temperatures around 30 degrees with a few clouds. We'd like to thank you very much for choosing Ryanair for today's flight. Hope that you have enjoyed it as much as we did. I will look forward to welcoming you again on board of a future flight. Thank you very much for your attention, and we look forward to see you again soon. And what on earth is going on with that TCAS? That's the third one, and those warnings don't make sense. Like, adjust vertical speed? No, we don't need to. And then the descent warning, well, oh man, I just want to do realistic flying. Is that so much? Am I asking so much here? God, it's unbelievable. Descent checklist. Pressurization. Land out 0. Anti-ice off, appropriate fuel, disgusting IS and outbox checked and set. Descent checklist complete. So the airport is off on our right hand side. We're approaching flight level 100, and with that we can start to prepare ourselves for the ILS approach into Ibiza. So first things first, let's take that GoPro off the window and get ourselves into proper seating position, and second, let's do the 10 checks. The fuel is balanced with 4 pumps on, lights are on, angle of bank is at 25, air can pressed, 3.0 descending set, fasten belts on, recall checked, and finally 1 to 1.5 is deselected, and that's the 10 checks complete. So we're cleared down to an altitude. We are also receiving the ILS already, so let's do the frisk check straight away as well. Frequencies, 111.1 set 3 times, fixed rings, runway 06, 10 miles and 4 miles, idents, India, Bravo, India, are confirmed, standby instruments, set, and courses 061 confirmed. Okay, approach checklist please. Altimeter and instruments, second thrust checked, approach aids checked and set, approach checklist complete. Lovely, so that was this piece of work done. Now with the approach checks complete, the VSD needs to come on the PM side as well. Now this being a 737 MAX, I kind of like to turn it on the pilot flying side as well, but really comes down to personal preferences. Ah, that looks beautiful. That just looks really, really beautiful. Ryanair 929 uniform is ready to turn base. Let's see if we can get a little shortcut here. So, no need to fly fast into the wrong direction. Let's reduce the speed a little bit. Ryanair 929 uniform, ready for base turn. Okay, and speed brakes going back in.
Ryanair 929er uniform. Turn left, heading 040. Report established on final for runway 6.
Ryanair 929 uniform will make that a right turn 040 and will call you established on the final runway 06. Definitely not a left turn, the controller mixed those two up. Ryanair 929er uniform, can we descend altitude 2000?
Ryanair 929er uniform. Descend altitude 2000 feet. QNH 1017.
Descend 2000 feet, QNH 1017, Ryanair 929 uniform. Okay, that's looking good. Then let's clean up the FMS. You can give me Osnuk on top, please. Like this. Okay, lovely. So we are 18 miles out. I'll keep the speed where it is right now.
Ryanair 929er uniform. Turn right heading 110 vectors for the ILS runway 6 approach.
Ryanair 929 uniform, you cleared us for the ILS already, didn't you?
Ryanair 929er uniform, 7 miles from Osnuk. Turn right heading 050 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 6 approach.
Right heading 050, cleared ILS runway 6, Ryanair 929 uniform. Okay, why not immediately? So, approach armed, 1000 to go. . And let's face it, this is probably much easier than arguing with ATC about any vectors or stuff. Pretty shallow intercept angle today, but that will not be much of a problem. I'll keep the speed up for the time being. Since we are on such a shallow descent angle, it will be very easy to reduce the speed later on. Just by procedure, at 10 miles we gotta be in flaps 1 and below 200 knots. So I'll do that like 2 miles prior to the 10 mile point. Okay.
Ryanair 929er uniform. Contact Ibiza Tower on 118.505.
118.505. Ryanair 929 uniform. So, flaps 1. Speed check.
2500.
Terrain noted. Warlock capture. Runway heading 061 set. Ibiza Tower, Ryanair 929 uniform, ILS 06.
Ryanair 929er uniform, Ibiza Tower identified.
Ryanair loves their CDA approaches, so let's make sure that we make it work. Even if it means going vertical speed minus 300, which is totally nonsense, but Ryanair still loves them. Okay, flaps 5. Speed checked. Flaps 5. So, by now the cabin should be ready. Actually, we did not have landing clearance yet, so let's keep the taxi light off for the time being. So, fuel
Ryanair
straight ahead.
929er uniform, Ibiza Tower, winds 080 at 11. Runway 6 cleared to land.
Runway 6 clear to land, Ryanair 929 uniform. Okay, sounds good. Glide slope capture.
Ryanair 929er uniform,
Go
roger.
around altitude 2,500 feet set. Alright, let's have some fun. So, manual flight. Gear down, flaps 15, landing checklist. On flaps 30, set VRF plus 5. Speed checked. VRF plus 5. Okay, landing checklist. Start switches, continuous, recall, checked, speed brake. Green light, landing gear down 3 green, auto brakes 3 set, flaps 30, green light, and
1000.
Holding at landing lights. That's checked. Ryanair 929 uniform on final. Please take my hint, give me the landing clearance. That's Spain for you guys.
Ryanair
Even
929er
forget your landing
uniform, wind
clearances.
080 at 11. Runway 6 clear to land.
Continue. Runway 6 clear to land, Ryanair 929 uniform. See, here we go. Okay, so disregarding the glide slope, I'll stay on the puppies here. So we are clear to land. So landing lights on, landing checklist complete. So disregard the glide.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Speed brake up, thrust reverse normal. And idle reverse. Manual brakes. We can actually catch that exit without much trouble. Then we'll do so.
Ryanair 929 uniform, welcome to Ibiza. Contact ground on 121.903.
121.903, Ryanair 929 uniform.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ibiza. We have just landed safely.
Okay, slow.
Captain Emmanuel, along with first officer.
Ibiza ground, Ryanair 929 uniform. Request taxi to gate 30.
Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until we have reached our final parking position. Did you know that Ibiza is famous for its stunning beaches and vibrant nightlife?
Ryanair 929 uniform, taxi to stand 30, via Echo 5 Golf 2. Good day.
I'd like to inform you about the upcoming departure schedule.
Stand 30 via Echo 5 Golf 2, Ryanair 929 uniform. Good day.
Gate 6 and flight 1699 to Pendular at 9:20, gate 13. The local time here in Ibiza is currently
Okay, so
6 p.m.
Echo 5 Golf 2, gate 30.
Hope you enjoy your time in
Easy going.
the city.
So let's see if we can commercial apron gate 30. No follow me needed. Handling by Ryanair. Lovely. Look at that. Those guys don't need a pilot's license to go flying. Okay then, lights off. Yeah, that marshaller is definitely not meant for a self-maneuvering stand in terms of her programming. And here we are. So, parking brake is set, shutting down number 2. Okay, so system page, we need the electrics, please. And we have 2 blue, 1 red, engines dead. So that's set, that one goes open, and anti-collision light in a moment. Alright, that's both engines below 20%. So, request deboarding please, and then let's do the transit shutdown checklist. Electrical on ground power, fasten belts are off, ProPeat auto, anti-ice off, voice recorder not installed, air compactor auto, engine bleeds on, APU bleed off, exterior lights set, start switches off, auto brake off, speed brake down intent, flaps up no light, parking brake set, start levers cut off, weather radar off, transponder 2000 standby, CB in, cockpit door unlocked, and that's the transit shutdown checklist complete. So my friends, with that, welcome to Ibiza. Now let's get the air conditioning unit connected, let's get the chocks in place so that we can release the parking brake. And with the air conditioning connected, the packs are going off. Let's see if we actually get something good here. Yep, 20 degrees in the ducts is wonderful. Alright, lovely. So with that, welcome to Ibiza. I hope you guys have enjoyed the flight as much as I did. I surely had a blast at this one. Leave your feedback in the comments underneath the video. As always, like, comment and subscribe. And if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, and if you want to encourage our ground services to actually bring us a bus, then be sure to leave a like and comment. Lastly, if you like today's ATC, check out Sane Tensions AI, and if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.